Hello and welcome to the final zoo tour of Kurak Educational Park. Yes, that's right, it's finally finished. I hope you enjoyed the little trailer I made. I didn't have time to do a zoo tour since I was going on holiday, so I made a trailer instead. But now that I have time to record this zoo tour, we can go through Kurak Educational Park. So this is the entrance. There's some cool fountains and stuff over there with the elephant. But obviously, what we are interested in is the very first animal, which is over to the left. And here we have the striped hyenas and the educational center. Obviously, that's what the whole zoo is named after, this educational center. We also have a little chippy, Monsieur Fritz, where you can have some chips. But yeah, this is the very first enclosure we've ever built in this zoo. Probably the most iconic in this zoo because of it being the first. This is what really shot this zoo into action, knowing that it receives quite an amount of attraction compared to a lot of the other videos on my channel, so this really motivated me to continue this zoo. But yeah, we have a lot of different views, a big mural that I customly built as well. I really enjoyed doing those murals. But more importantly, the striped hyenas are inside here somewhere as well. And it goes into a huge educational center. Well, not huge, it's actually quite small really, but for an educational center, I guess. But it's one of the largest buildings in the zoo. Obviously, if we ignore the huge mosque in the room. But yeah, there is the striped hyena, looking wonderful as always, being quite the icon, you know. And it's the actual layout of the enclosure is quite simple, but it's just, it feels like a zoo, you know. That's what I'd really try to do in this zoo, trying to make it zoo-like, to make it a zoo-like feeling. A cool educational sign, all the little bugs around the sign, and then some educational signs, some information about some like different problems around the world. And then the mural, this one's a bit bigger. Let's make our way over to the next part of the zoo. So yeah, this is also those circular bits on the outside. That's quite cool. But yeah, here we have the coffee house with armadillos, actually. The Nine-Banded Armadillo. It has 2 stories and a little seating area on both stories. And then also, obviously, the more important part are the armadillos. So there's armadillos having a little nap, crawling about. I think there's like 4 armadillos in total in this zoo. Well, in this enclosure, obviously. And they have a little space outside, although it's technically inside. And then they have a little hiding space on the inside as well, which you can also view if you go outdoors. There's a little window over here where we can watch the armadillos. And, oh, look at that. There is a zookeeper. I think he's going to feed the armadillos. Look at that. Perfect timing. It's like it was meant to be. So yeah, the armadillos are being fed on the like shelter bit of the enclosure, and oh look, there they go. Oh, how cute. There are all the armadillos having a little snack. So yeah, feeding time, very beautiful. But obviously it's one-way glass supposedly, so the armadillos are nicely blocked off from human interaction over there. This is the continuation of striped hyenas, and obviously that's the entrance to the restaurant, the coffee house actually, and restaurant, I guess. And then yeah, here you have more of the striped hyenas doing all striped hyena stuff, like eating. They love eating. Don't all animals though. Yeah. If you continue over, we get to like more of a Australian area. That's why we call it the Outback. A very simple name. Welcome to the Outback with the Red-Necked Wallabies. Is it Red-Necked Wallabies? I think it's Red-Necked Wallabies. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's the name of the species in this game, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in the Red-Necked Wallabies. And there's an albino wallaby. Oh, 2 albino wallabies even, wow. And a whole bunch of wallabies hopping about in this enclosure. I'm using a lot of different layered stuff at the back for the backdrop, with the rocks and then the faux logs, I think it is, yeah. Which looks quite cool. And then there's a little education area as well. And outdoors, we have some more signage to indicate the wallabies, even though they are technically kangaroos. I know they're kangaroos. but we don't have any wallaby statues, so I guess that's all we have. Now the Caracals, I know they're not Australian, but the Caracals are also over here. And as you can see, there are these cool banners that I've sprawled all around the zoo. I won't be showing all of them in this full zoo tour, but there is a download, so if you want to find all the banners, you can download the zoo and you can look for them yourselves. Though they're not really quite hidden, it's not too difficult. Yeah, this is the Caracal enclosure. They have quite a large enclosure actually, now that I'm thinking about it. And then the indoor, oh, there they are. And the zookeeper was really happy about it as well. And, oh, one's going outside it seems. There he is, or she, having a poo. How delightful. That's really nice, isn't it? So we'll move over to the maned wolves on the other side, which are not wolves. Although they are obviously aided from the same sort of family. But yeah, maned wolves look very majestic. They're honestly one of the more majestic animals in the zoo, with their long spindly legs and long fur as well. Hence the name maned wolf. Moving about, they have quite a nice large area as well. One of the little enclosures in the zoo that uses more tropical plants, since the maned wolves do kind of live in more tropical areas as well. Obviously grasslands too, but also more tropical grassland areas. So I've used a bit more tropical plants here and there in the enclosure. There are two babies as well, being very, very cute. Maned wolves are quite beautiful, doing silly things like hopping, apparently. Yeah, they do hop a lot in this enclosure for some reason. And a nice little shelter, yeah, what it's called. Also, these custom signs, I did not build them myself, it's from a workshop item. So just so you know, all the custom information signs are workshop items. Emus. There's an albino emu as well. There's actually a couple more albinos or other like colour variants in this pack, so that's quite cool. Yeah, we have an albino emu. I forgot his name. I think it's... I'm not even going to guess. I don't know. But yeah, an albino emu and a whole bunch of other emus as well. Some babies, I think, somewhere. They have a very naturalistic enclosure as well, with a lot of grass, like taller grass as well. I wanted to make this one look more oh, that one's running. I wanted to make that one look more interesting. It's also an elevated view, one of the few custom elevated views, because the guests cannot use it, but we can if we want to. But yeah, they can't use it because of the path system, because it's bad. By the way, Planet Coaster 2, I hope the paths are going to be such a huge improvement. And it's quite a dilemma, because it makes me want to play Planet Coaster 2, which I will, don't worry. But it makes me want to have these features in Planet Zoo as well. But yeah, there's some babies being very cute. And let's go to the Wildebeest Passage next. So leaving the Outback obviously, because the Wildebeest are not from Africa. No, they are from Africa. They're not from Australia. And the Wildebeest Passage is one of the more detailed enclosures when it comes to the surrounding area, because I built a huge, not huge, I like to say huge, but it's a little but a long stream of water going all the way through along the path, and also like under and over and stuff like that, being all intricate. But yeah, so there's a stream going through under a little bridge even, and it's just really cozy to walk. I think it's inspired by a real zoo in Antwerp, the Antwerp Zoo in Belgium. If you've been there, you probably know what I'm referring to. It's the buffalo enclosure, I think, in the Antwerp Zoo. I've used it for the news, or the wildebeest, however you want to call it. And there's also like some theming with like African safari sort of crops to educate people on not only poaching but also protecting African wildlife from poaching, and the importance of why it's necessary. So that's the idea there. A little seating area if you want to sit. Yeah, the enclosure has wildebeest, but also Thomson gazelle. So yeah, they are both having a good old time there. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of them, and there's a huge like shelter building in the back, which is hidden by rocks. And then there's a glass elevated view, as you can see in the background as well. Definitely not being overshadowed by the massive mosque, which we will go into eventually as well. So yeah, let's go into the glass building. That's the Butterfly and Reptile House. But it also includes the Blue Wildebeest viewing area, which is a bit more elevated. Some custom signs as well. So I tried to make the interior feel somewhat realistic, but as you know, I do struggle with interior. So this part of the zoo is admittedly unfinished. That's the honest that's the honest answer there. It's an unfinished part. The original idea was that this interior, like this part where I am now, would be a restaurant, but it isn't. It's just empty, which I do apologize. But if we continue, we go to the Butterfly area and the Reptile House. We have a Reptile House to the right, but we'll probably go there first. But there's also an info desk and like butterflies to the left. So let's make it nighttime. And this is the perfect like lighting for inside, since lighting is quite weird at daytime. But yeah, it looks really pretty on the inside when it's night, but especially the Reptile House looks really, really cool at night, which includes some bats, so beware bats, very cool, some theming for the kids, you know. And also a sign on the right hand side warning you that you can't feed the bats, or that you have to be a bit quiet, because obviously you can't disturb them either. This is a large mosque. Yeah, it's a large reptile house inside the mosque. We will go through some of the reptiles, but if you want to see the full mosque experience, like all the exhibit animals, then you can download the zoo and you can explore it all on your own. But for now, we'll just go through a couple, starting with the rattlesnakes over here. That's the diamondback rattlesnake and the Gila monsters. Really, really cool. I love the Gila monsters. They're so funny looking, I think. Like little Godzilla lizards, if you will. We also have axolotls, maybe not the most iconic thing if you think of deserts or grasslands, but I added them anyway because who doesn't like axolotls, right? And the axolotls are here somewhere. They're always hard to find, especially at night, but there it is. At least one. Don't worry, there are more, but yeah. Oh, can't find any others. Oh well. And then there's some habitat animals, starting with the Komodo dragon, you know, being grassland. Some babies, very cute. 3 babies even, wow. And an adult being all together with the baby. Oh, that's nice. So yeah, the Komodo dragons have a larger enclosure, also inside of the mosque. Very cool. If you make our way further, we have the skinks. They are actually my favorite lizard ever. So they look super cute. Look how pretty little skink. And then obviously we can't forget the bats, being in the center of the whole mosque, flying about, having a good old batty time, whatever that's supposed to mean, whatever bats enjoy to do, like hang upside down and be bats. But they are so cute. It's the Egyptian fruit bat, if you're wondering, since they are from a more grasslandy area, I guess. I mean, the game says it's grasslands, so for me it's grasslands. We also have Nile monitors. They have a little pool as well, seeing as they are from the Nile after all. But yeah, they have a little pool area, but also a load of babies, just a lot of them everywhere. But I tried to make it a bit overgrown here with a cool tree. And oh, there's an albino, cool. But yeah, there's an albino baby, I didn't even know. But yeah, there's an albino as well. Nile monitors, they're basically just another monitor lizard. I did not add the water monitor, the Asian water monitor lizard, I think, because they were less kind of deserty, I guess. Finally, some scorpions to finish off the little tour. Some American influences as well. But yeah, there's more animals. You can explore them by yourselves if you want to, by downloading it on the workshop. Let's make it day again. There we go. And then we can explore the butterflies, since I thought butterflies are, I guess, more fun to explore during the day instead of night, because it's very pretty and light and cool. So yeah, butterflies. This is an enclosure inspired by a zoo in England. I don't remember where. I think, no, actually, no. Oh, I want to say Birmingham, I think, actually. But don't take my word on that. I don't even know if Birmingham has a zoo. I just, for some weird reason, I have Birmingham in my head. I could be very, very wrong. So definitely correct me if Birmingham does not have a zoo. Or it doesn't even have butterflies. Yeah, this is a huge butterfly house. It's actually two walkthrough exhibits combined to create one big walkthrough exhibit. And, you know, butterflies flying all over the place. What more do you want? All 5 species are housed in this area, and I've tried to make it as lush as possible, full of, well, flowers and leaves and a lot of trees and bushes. All the things you would imagine in a lush butterfly house, which is quite contradictory knowing that this is the grassland zoo, but whatever, they were added in the grassland pack, so I'm going to add it in the zoo. Simple as. There's also an information desk, as I said before. I imagine that they would have caterpillars that they would grow, I guess cocoons that they would have there. Now, outside we go to the porcupines right next to the butterfly house. As you can see, the butterfly house is right behind the porcupines. The porcupines are being all adorable and porcupiney as always. Porcupines are from the Arid pack. It's actually the African Crested Porcupine, if you're wondering. Yeah, they are from the Arid pack, and there's a little shade here with a camel statue. That's because there's camels there. We will get there later, but first we'll do one side of the zoo. Basically the right-hand side with the savannah, which we will go to in a bit. And then afterwards we will go to the dromedary camels as well. Yeah, this is the eating area, I guess. Very cool, nice music, although I'm not sure if I'm recording the music, so I could be bopping to the music that you don't even hear. That would be quite funny. Yeah, the Dama Diner. This was also one of the interiors I was a bit more proud of. I like the different uses of different wall textures and this center sort of wall feature. A lot of restaurants do center wall features, or just wall features in general. It really helps make your interior look interesting, and they all have custom antelope skulls, I guess. But yeah, very cool. And on the other side there are some signs, as well, some African signs, and some paintings. And it's basically fast food. You have chips, Mexican food, and gulpy. Yeah. Then that goes outside back to the rest of the eating area, and obviously the Dama Diner is right next to the Dama Gazelle. So yeah, Dama Gazelle, not my favorite animal in the game, but I'm glad they added it because it does, I guess, give a voice to animals that they don't have themselves, because it is an almost extinct species. It's extremely endangered, so quite nice to have them in the game as well. Now, next I want to talk about what I've done. Actually, hold on, this is quite a nice shot. How cool. Oh, we'll have another couple of shots in the future as well. Yeah, next I want to talk about this little enclosure. This is the African leopard, or at least this is where the African leopard used to be. And what I'm trying to do with this is I'm trying to educate the people on the fact that the zoo isn't as let's say, eco-friendly and thinking about the animals as you would think they always would be. Because in the past, a lot of zoos, most zoos, most old zoos, they had really bad, exhibits and just absolutely awful living spaces for the animals. And that's mostly because back then they didn't really know that it was important. But I'm glad that, and obviously now, and I'm sure all of us are glad, that we do care a bit more about the animal welfare. But in the zoo, I decided to tell the story, to keep those old exhibits, just so kind of educate the people that this is what it actually used to be like. You know, you don't hide the past, you educate the people on the dark or not so happy past of the zoo. But yeah, after that yapping, we've arrived at the black rhinoceros, which is right next to the Dama Gazelle, which sort of like it gets us into the more savannah area of the zoo, even though the black rhinoceros is from the Arid pack, so don't know what they did there. But yeah, the black rhinoceros is right next to the addaxes, which they sort of have a connected enclosure, but don't really, because I added barriers so they can't really cross. The idea is that it is sort of like connected so they can open the barriers when they please. But yeah, oh, it seems like the rhinoceros are out and going for a drink, I think, because they're all running towards the right. Oh, even the babies being so cute. Yeah, I think they're going for a drink. Let's have a look what they are up to. I must say, I wasn't a big fan of the black rhinoceros in the beginning, but I am now. Like, I do really enjoy the black rhinoceroses. Rhinos? Black rhinoceri? Black rhinoceres? Don't know, but yeah, there they are, having a little sip. And then if you continue, you have a shaded area for the people who want to rest after a long walk. And have a look at the gazelles. No, not gazelles, well, addaxes. And oh look, another banner. Continue through the tunnel, there's some more signs of the addax, another one of the black rhinoceros, and on the other side, there's the other side of the enclosure, really. It was supposed to continue on with some more species that I had planned, but unfortunately I had to cut the zoo short because of performance issues. So it's just a nature bit, and I decided to add another like historical enclosure, this time the caracals, who used to be housed supposedly in this enclosure. Now back to the Great Savannah. Let's look at the rest of the savannah animals. Another view of the addaxes, but on the other side of the addax enclosure, which is quite big actually. Now that I think about it, we have warthogs and another tower. There's a lot of towers in this zoo, by the way. The towers are spread out throughout the zoo. They're supposed to be like historical kind of buildings that were here before the zoo, I guess. This is set in Turkey, by the way. Like, the zoo is supposed to be set in Turkey. But yeah, warthogs, a classic, not too spectacular, but obviously quite a classic savannah animal. We all love Pumba. Pumba? Is it Pumba? Yeah, it's Pumba. We all love him. And then the wild asses as well, that I skipped before, but they are on the other side of the dromedary camel, which we will get to later as well. And then that's the Great Plains, or the Great, no, not Great Plains, the Great Savannah, of obviously Africa. The giraffes are there, but also the zebras and oryxes, I think. The scimitar horned oryx, yeah. The wild asses are quite cool. Oh, look at that. Look at that. The mosque. But yeah, the wild asses are quite cool, so there's an elevated view even. And, oh, we are submerged. It seems we are submerged. But we got there eventually, right, okay. But yeah, there's an elevated view for the wild asses. It's not a big difference now that I think about it, but it's cool. You can go up there, you can sit and have a look, and go back down and submerge through the path as we make our way over to the next area, which is a little education bit, a seating area, another banner, and then on the other side we have a walkthrough exhibit for the kangaroos. And actually, since the Barnyard Animal Pack update, it's become an interactive walkthrough with kangaroos and quokkas, since quokkas are interactable. So that's why. So there's a mixed habitat here as well. Kangaroos looking all cool, and the quokkas being all happy, as they are famous for. I know, my commentary is quite astonishing, I know. But yeah, the quokkas having a poo, of course. It's like they know we're here, so they're pooing for us. It's quite delightful, really. I'm really glad. Yeah, there's the savannah area, and oh, look at that! A little baby giraffe. That's weird, because the giraffe isn't supposed to be there, but I think because it's a baby that they can get through the gate that I built for the zebra-sized animals. But yeah, it turns out the babies are small enough for that. That's not a big problem, I guess, although not ideal. And yeah, that's a load of kangaroos. Actually, there's another viewing point here as well. And if you have a look, there's an indoor area with like the theme of the building of the shelter is more of like this North African, like Egyptian theme, which is also inspired by Antwerp Zoo because of the mixed habitat like savannah shelter that they've used in this sort of theme. And then on the elevated path, a really long elevated path, there's an oryx right in the distance, and maybe a zebra or so here. No. Well, they'll probably be on the other side. But if you go around the corner, there's also an indoor viewing, and there we might see some animals. It's quite big. All the animals can shelter here. That includes the elephants as well at the back, I think, right there, and then also the kangaroos, as we've mentioned before, in the corner right there. But yeah, it seems like it's quite empty. There's some zebras in the back. So if you look outside, there's there's a little baby. There's a little that's my baby voice, by the way. There's a little baby. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of animals, or a whole bunch, 3 species, but a lot of them. A zebra with cute ears. Oh, that's cool. I like those ears. I wonder if they're different for each one, actually. Some giraffes, and obviously some oryxes, being all oryxy. I do love my oryxes. If you follow this giraffe over, we get to the elephant area, but if you follow the giraffe, then we'll notice that the giraffe is very determined to go somewhere. What could that be? It's the gate to the shelter. I don't know why he made it that dramatic. It's not really that special. Yeah, elephants in the back being separated by the rest of the animals with an iron fence, because we don't want them to get near the animals and disturb them, because they can be quite destructive. Cool water spout, and the giraffes are basically mocking the elephants. The elephant is probably not offended because they're obviously above them. And the elephants have a nice space, so that's quite cool. It looks quite muddy though, so probably should have a bath. Now we're right on the other side of the zoo, where I said that we would do the dromedary camels. This is basically this. This is the dromedary camel area. So here they are. As you can see, there's a bunch of them. Oh, there's one. There will be a bunch of them. This is pre-recorded, by the way, if it wasn't obvious already. But yeah, there are a bunch of them here, and there's a melanistic one somewhere. There it is. It's like I knew. It's like I pre-recorded. But yeah, there's a melanistic one. You have to. I'm sorry. Like pre-recording, it makes it way more easy, because talking whilst doing the whole thing, not only is the clickety clacks of my keyboard really annoying, but also I have to make sure that when I talk, there's actually interesting stuff happening. Now I can just edit it so only the interesting stuff happen. So yeah, that's some behind the scenes. But yeah, where is past Juicy Blue going to go now? Oh, it is the old part of the zoo. So basically, I haven't shown any of this on camera, but this is the old part of the zoo with the old entrance. Another banner with the wombat. Yeah, this is the old entrance where I guess the guests used to enter back when the entrance was functional. The entrance has moved for, I don't know, some reasons. They wanted to upgrade the entrance, but they didn't have the space to do it here. So they just put a new entrance near the new area of the zoo. But as you can see, they have the gold eagle even, not the golden eagle. The great horned owl, the sand cat, and finally the raccoon, which, if it wasn't obvious, they're empty, because this is, as once again, old exhibits to educate the public on how cruel humans used to be housing animals. There's our beloved wombat. We all love a beloved wombat. Fat and round and fluffy and brown. That rhymes. That was not intentional. It is a fat, round, fluffy and brown little wombat. It's one of my favourites as well, although I feel like I say that a lot, don't I? I feel like a lot of the animals are one of my favourites. Oh, and he's being fed. That is quite a good timing again. We're seeing all the feeding hours. We're basically Bruh, I can't talk. We're basically visiting. We're visiting them as they get fed. That was a mouthful. I don't know why I struggled saying visiting. But yeah, he's munching on this melon, or she. And on the other side, we have some Bactrian camels, which are right near the dromedary camels. For no reason in particular, really, just because it was convenient. The Bactrian camels are being all camely, and they look quite cool because they recently got, I don't know how recent it was, quite a while ago, but they got like the size change and stuff, and they have like color variants now as well. So that's quite nice, so I thought I'll add them. I really haven't seen the new camels. And on this side we have our Advacs, which are also part of this, of the last episode that I released on the Night House. So yeah, we have the Advac, and they have little baby Advac. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, the Advacs are being all cute and Advac-y. And then if you go inside the Night House, we can have a cool view there as well. Obviously it's dark on the inside because that's how a Night House works. And it seems that they're all inside, having a good old time. The baby's just leaving, but at least the mum and dad are having a good old time. Inside, being night animals. Shuffling and sleeping. Shuffling and sleeping. Don't we all love to do that? And it seems like the wombats are in their burrow because the Night House area was empty. Oh, that's fine. Now we're back at the Bactrian camels, because right next to them are the Tigers, which is also a Central Asian, I think there. It's also a Central Asian animal. So this is, I guess, a sort of little Central Asian bit of the zoo with the Bactrian camels and the Tigers, or like the Star Wars deer, as I like to say. Yeah, there's like a whole like sort of Central Asian passage. Oh look, oh, I just really like the new colors. Like that is, like, I'm sure we never had a dark one like that, right? Because they all used to look like the lighter one, but I like the variation is really delightful. And then yeah, a shelter for the Tigers and another tower, because why not, right? We have plenty of towers here. And as you can see by the cacti, there is a little Wild West area for the prairie dogs. So that's cool. Obviously not Central Asia, this is the Wild West America. God bless. And they're having a fight there, and there's also like, I added those new tunnels, or those new like domes, I guess. So we'll kind of have a look there. And you have a really like close-up view of the prairie dogs, like really close up. Look at that. So that's really cool. I really enjoyed it. This is the first time properly using the tunnel, or like the dome, outside of, I think, Tiny Island Resort. And if you continue, we have prairie horses. No, not, what the hell did I just say? No, those were prairie dogs previously. These are Przewalski horses, completely different animal. Przewalski horses being from Central Asia as well, so they fit in nicely with the Bactrian camels and the tigers. So yeah, they share a enclosure sort of, because there's like a little gate in between, right there, between like the tigers and the prairie. No, not prairie, Przewalski horse. Yeah. If you make our way over further, we have the cheetahs. Yes, we do have cheetahs in this zoo. A very iconic grassland animal. And they're all inside, it seems, and they're being fed. It's almost like it was planned. And I swear, actually, like, jokes aside, this isn't planned. They just... I'm just there at the right time, and it seems like one's running outside, so we might see them later on when we go to the outdoor area. First, we go to probably my favorite area in the entire zoo, Sandcat. Not only is the outside quite cozy, but the inside is one of my proudest works, if I do say so myself. It feels like interior, you know what I mean? Like a mural and stuff, and there's there's a lot of cats, it seems. A lot of cats. I guess I forgot to sell some, so they're being a bit overpopulated, but that's fine. They like to cuddle, I guess, with large groups. Even they don't, by the way. They are solitary. Mostly solitary. But yeah, sand cats, and like I said, I added these cool murals, which was custom built, and I really enjoyed doing. I don't know why, I really enjoyed doing these sort of murals, and it's an easy way to decorate your walls, because I'm really bad at making interior, so making murals kind of just is sort of a cheat to make it interesting. Now we're right at the end of our zoo, right near the entrance again. As you can see, the entrance here behind the ostriches. Yeah, the ostriches are right near the end. We're circling back around the education center, and oh, look at that, looking straight at us. Ostriches are quite cool as well. I feel like people don't use the ostriches enough in this game, but yeah, I think I quite like them a lot, because they are the biggest birds after all. That's a record to have. And I made this North African themed shelter for them. Oh, and there's a baby. But yeah, that's basically the ostriches. Then there's a little ice cream stand and a tower, although this one is a bit more ruined, it seems. Yeah, an ice cream stand, because we do love ice cream. And I bet on like a hot summer's day here in Turkey, I think it would be quite appreciated to get an ice cream, you know. And we'll end our tour with the cheetahs being all cheetah. How often have I said that? I'm sorry. Yeah, here we have the cheetahs being all cheetah. Oh my god. And it seems like they're not outside, so that's unfortunate. They're not cheating around. And we end up back at the education center, full circle, beautiful. This was a project and a half, wasn't it? It's more than a year old, I think, this project. I started more than a year ago, and it's finished. I'm glad. I'm glad it's finished, because it's fun to have a finished zoo. At the same time, I'm quite sad, because it was a really fun project to work on. It was also, as I said, this was the zoo that was probably most viewed on my channel. This, especially the striped hyena video, for some weird reason did really well. So I'm really glad to have this. This zoo finish. It has a really special place in my heart, you know, this zoo, and hopefully for you as the viewer as well, since it was quite a journey for the like few people who have followed till the end, from like the the many more that started with the striped hyena. But yeah, from the two of you who stick around, I hope you really enjoy this journey. And that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed Kurak Educational Park, and there will definitely be enough videos in the future, so stick around and I'll see you in the future. Bye bye.